At least 36 people have died. Dozens of others are hurt after a head-on crash between a passenger train and a cargo train. About 350 people were on board the passenger train, which was traveling from Athens. The freight train was going in the opposite direction. Several cars derailed and burst into flames. CTV's chief international correspondent, Paul Workman, has been following the story. He joins us now with the very latest from London. Paul, what more can you tell us about the crash and the rescue efforts?
Well, just terrible scenes of buckled and burned out cars. Witnesses said that the first two cars, which took the impact of the collision, essentially are gone. They disappeared, they disintegrated. They were filled largely with students, young people who seemed to be on the way back from Athens after a carnival weekend there. Some people were asleep. The rescue operation is still going on. They're still looking for bodies underneath the still smoking cars. At least they were still smoking this morning. So quite tragic. We do know that Greece does not have a very good rail reputation. In fact, it's got the worst safety record in Europe for rail safety. There were concerns this morning raised that the traffic systems on the rail lines weren't working. There's no automatic braking system. And we do understand that the railway master in the local town of Larissa has been arrested by Greek police.
So he's been arrested, the station master arrested. What about the cause? Are we hearing anything from those who survived the crash, Paul?
Well, just terrible testimony about what happened when this collision occurred with these two trains. The passenger train was going at a very fast speed. They were both apparently, Marcia, on the same rail line for something like 12 minutes. The passenger car train was just coming out of a tunnel when this collision happened. So obviously the Greek government says that it wants to get to the bottom of this, that there will be full transparency and that it will investigate. But first of all, the first cause seems to be human error. At least that's what some people are now saying.
And as for those on board, Paul, do we know, you mentioned students, many of them students. Are we hearing anything yet about how they were able to escape this wreckage? And I'm almost speechless here just looking at these pictures. It is just extraordinary.
Yeah. Well, the terrible toll of the number of people who are in hospitals and some of them quite seriously injured. Some people were simply thrown out of the trains through the windows. The impact was so great. Others had to dig themselves or pry themselves out. Some were sleeping and said that, they didn't know what was going on, and then all of a sudden they were jolted awake and were able to escape. They, of course, would have been in the passenger cars behind. There were 342 passengers on the train, Marcia, and 10 staff. So quite a large number on this overnight train from Athens to Thessaloniki.
Paul Workman joining us from London.